Welcome to Small Business Hacks. Of the 46 books I read in 2020, these are the best for entrepreneurs and managers. It was a tough year for most of us. Two of my businesses depend on tourism and transportation, and we were on the verge of the abyss. Ideas taken from these books helped us to survive. As much as it is good to keep hope and optimism, we should also be cautious and work on improving our skills for the battles ahead. That is why I give you this list of 7 books. Put them on your bucket list, you will not regret it. The One-Page Marketing Plan from Alan Dibb. During my years at the business school, we had plenty of marketing classes. Most of them used materials from superstar authors like Philip Kotler and Michael Porter. It was useful and even inspiring, but they focused on the big corporation game. This book from Alan Dibb, however, resolved many knowledge gaps I had about marketing for startups and small businesses. If you are an entrepreneur with a new project in mind, it should be on your must-read list. Alan Dibb's writing style makes it easy to understand by using everyday examples. The paragraphs about building a mailing list felt like a slap on me. I questioned why I didn't build my company email list 3 years ago. So much time wasted. Unlimited Memory by Kevin Horsley. It's not an exaggeration to say that this is one of the most practical books that I ever read. Kevin Horsley has amazing credentials, a second place in a word memory contest, for example. This book is all about mnemonics, tools that help us remember facts or large chunks of information. One may think that in the age of Google, improving our memory performance is a waste of time. Nothing more distant from the truth. Even to use Google, you need to know what you want to know. Besides, remembering the names and tastes of your clients may impress and bring competitive advantages. In 136 pages, Kevin Horsley delivers to us methods like the journey, the peg, and mind mapping. Down-to-earth, workable techniques that, after you learn, people will think that you are a memory freak. Methods that allow you, in a few minutes, to store in perfect sequence a great amount of information. If you think that your struggle with explaining financial numbers is because of poor memory, I bet you are wrong. You are just never shown how powerful your memory really can be. High Output Management by Andrew Grove. Another masterpiece from an author with great credentials. Andrew Grove was the 3rd employee of Intel and later its CEO. He turned to be one of the most legendary Silicon Valley executives. This book is from 1983. It could be considered old for our current standards, but it's not. In fact, this is probably what makes this book a must-read. Andrew Grove does not save words or is afraid of crushing sensibilities. He wrote what he really applied over his brilliant career. Teachings like how to understand why your team is not achieving good results, or for every indicator, have a counter-indicator. This one is helpful when defining your business goals. How performance monitoring should be done. How to answer correctly a question like, do you have a minute? And not lose your talents. It is a book with great priceless lessons for anyone managing people, either a small team or a multinational with thousands of employees. Never Split the Difference from Chris Voss. This book even helped me to cut the expenses of my company during the COVID-19 crisis. The author, Chris Voss, served as one of the main FBI negotiators in dozens of crises, in the USA and abroad. Like in the Philippines, where he negotiated prisoners with Abu Sayyaf, an ISIS-affiliated terrorist organization. With all his career expertise, he gives brilliant insights, useful in multiple sorts of negotiations. Lessons, for example, to avoid the fight-or-flight mindset. When I read a good book, I take notes, but only from the most important points. From Never Split the Difference, I took almost 5 pages of notes. This should put into perspective how many remarkable points are there. So Good They Can't Ignore You, from Cal Newport. If you're familiar with the concept of deep work, probably you know Cal Newport. This is another world-class publication from this young MIT PhD, filled with great career examples to base a polemical but interesting theory. The common belief that passion should be the driver of a career change is a bad idea. Another interesting concept from this book is the theory of career capital. mysterious foundation is that instead of looking for a life calling, one should master rare and valuable skills. Then you use these skills to build career capital. Later, you invest this career capital to gain control over what you do and how you do it. And only then you identify and act on a life-changing mission. Starting your own business far from home. Disclaimer, the author of this book is also the author of this video, but you still can check dozens of reviews from verified readers on the Amazon page. 4 years ago, I dropped a promising career just after a promotion to follow the dream of opening my own business. It was not easy, especially because it was a hospitality business, and we just faced one of the worst crises in history in this sector. As an additional obstacle, I opened this company in a country totally different from my culture, and with a language that I barely speak. But both I and my business survived. The lessons I learned, the mistakes I made, and the solutions I found are all in this book. Moral Letters to Lucilius, Volume 1, by Seneca. It may surprise you I'm listing a book with almost 2,000 years among the best business readings of 2020. But this is one of the most brilliant survival manuals that I ever saw. It's an ancient book with outstanding advice, but also a pleasure to read. Or should I say a joy, since the term pleasure is not very welcome by Stoics. And what about your readings during 2020? What are the best books you had on your hands and recommend for 2021? Thanks for watching.